So thanks for being on here. Don't have too many people right yet. We'll expect a few more people to log on. But one of the things I want to try to get everybody's input on, and I'm going to bring on somebody next. I'm going to try to get it for next week. If not next week, certainly the week after. Is I want to really start talking about the opportunity on how we present isogenics to a business, okay? And how going to a business, how do we talk to them? How do we approach them? What are the keywords to get them to run a challenge? Like, let me let's see, mute all. So kind of how to get a business to take a look at bringing isogenics in for the purpose of employee health benefit and lowering or using the nutrition in conjunction with healthy eating and everything else, but to change the biometrics, because biometrics is what most small businesses have to deal with in order to lower their overall healthcare costs. So one of the guys that I'm going to bring in next week, that's what he specializes in, is health insurance and writing large companies. And his wife's on the team, and I think he can give us some good insight as to how we can how we can approach people and talk to them about utilizing the nutrition in a challenge fashion, where, let's say a 90-day challenge, where at the beginning of the 90 days, they test their employees, they do blood tests and all that kind of stuff for their employees that are willing to do it. And then at the end of that same 90 days, they do those tests again, understanding that the goal is to change those biometric numbers so that they can see the benefit of possibly subsidizing the nutrition for the benefit of their employees. We've got, right now I'm working with a local a guy here that I know pretty well that owns a car dealership, and he actually owns several car dealerships, and we're talking about how to implement this within that arena. Hoping that what happens is that he sees the value in offering a couple different things to make it easier for his employees, such as payroll deduction for making their monthly payments or making their weekly payments towards their purchase, where they can buy the product up front and then literally pay him back through payroll deduction. Those kind of things that a business owner can do for the betterment of their employees. Possibly some sort of subsidizing plan where maybe he covers part of the expense of the employee's products, or provides a certain amount of it at his work sites so that the employees have access to, at least one shake a day through work. Those kind of things are what we're trying to talk about. And with the expertise level that we have within this team, between the people that are actually on the team, spouses that are on the team, family members that may or may not be on the team but have information that can help us narrow down how to do this, I think this should be an ongoing conversation that we should continue having, so that we all get better at going to a business and understanding how do we present this to a small to medium to possibly large company or corporation, understanding that if we can make this presentation, that it could be a benefit to them and obviously a benefit to the team. So that's one of the things I want to kind of keep that dialogue going. But I'm going to bring a friend of mine in, and I'll let everybody know plenty of time in advance if we can make this happen, but to bring him in and use his expertise to kind of tell us what he thinks would work best, and then we can compile that with information from the rest of the team. Okay. Any questions on that particular topic? And I'm not going to go into it too deep right now, because I don't think any of us know enough about it to really make it happen just yet. But if there's any basic questions on it, then we can cover those real quick. Oh, okay. anybody decides you want to ask a question about it, let me know. Okay, so topics for today are, sorry, I had to turn the lights down because it was getting too much glare. 90-day game plan. So Tracy and I have tried to facilitate the 90-day game plan every time that it comes out, and we're going to do that again. But we're gonna every time we do it, we try to do better, and I think we do a better job every time it happens. But I would encourage all of you guys as team leaders to put that 90-day game plan together and kind of help hold all of us accountable, right? I know everybody comes up to me and says, hey, Brent, can, somebody, I just wish somebody would hold me accountable. I wish somebody would hold me accountable. Well, we've got the same drama, right? We would like to be, somebody say, hey, if you do this or you do that, have you done this? Have you done that? And I know one of the teams is doing something where they're within their team, they're promoting their goals within their team. And then every Friday, they're checking back in and updating each other in a non-judgmental way of, did you meet your goals, right? If you said you were going to, enroll 2 people this week, and at the end of the week, it's, or on Friday, and at Friday you say, well, I've enrolled 1, but I haven't enrolled 2, or I haven't enrolled anybody, then, we want everybody we encourage that so that everybody's making those connections and keeping each other accountable that way. So I would encourage you guys to look at the opportunity of doing that. Okay. Any questions on that? And we'll roll out the 90-day game plan next Tuesday, a little bit more about how we're going to do it and what we're going to do. But does anybody else have any questions? Nothing? All right, cool. Everybody's so talkative. Everybody's still worn out from celebration. What the heck? Come on. All right. Okay, the $25 coupon. This thing caused a little bit of a drama in a couple of different pages. The reality is that it's real and it's available. And I know, April, you called, you must have been talking to him the same time I was talking to him, because when I came on and hit the little list of the things that I saw, then I saw you said, because that's who I got the information from. So from talking with VIP and from going through with them the fact sheet, FAQ sheet that's in everybody's back office under the $1 million promotion. If you go there and you click on the little facts list, it'll give you all these frequently asked questions, right? So the coupon is good. It's $25. Basically, this is how it works. If somebody enrolls with a minimum order of at least 50 BV, then they are engaged in the enrollment, okay? But until they order at least 125 BV, they will not receive the coupon, okay? So if they order 50 BV and then they use that up over the course of a couple weeks and they decide, hey, I really like this stuff, and now they come back in and they place a bigger order, and that order exceeds 125 BV for the calendar month, then, or I'm sorry, not for the calendar month, but for the 30 days, then they will receive a $25 coupon in their back office the second week of the following month. Okay? The second week of the following month is when they will receive the $25 coupon in the back office. That coupon is good for 45 days from the date that it's issued, and they actually have to input it. It doesn't automatically discount it on their next order. So the next time they order, they've got to familiarize themselves with the working of the back office, and they've got to know how to check if they've got a coupon, and then they've got to apply that coupon at checkout. That coupon will affect the BV. Okay, so because they're getting $25 worth of free stuff. So Isagenix isn't going to give you a free product and full BV. So if they was to go on and they entered exactly 125 BV worth of product, and then they entered the coupon and just hit transmit, it's not going to qualify. Okay, because the $25 is going to reduce the overall BV by a few. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it will reduce it. So once they enter that coupon, they've got to look and make sure that they still have 125 BV on their order. Okay? Doesn't matter. Associate, PC, doesn't matter. What you guys are going to start seeing, which is really great, is that Isagenix is going to start changing the terminology for everything to new member. Okay? New member. You're going to start seeing that more and more because Isagenix wants to become more and more known as a company that doesn't care if you're an associate or a preferred customer. Everybody's a customer. Okay? So they want to refer to it as everybody's a customer, everybody's a member. Okay? Some people choose to do the business, which you're going to move up in the ranking up for that because of just the rank structure for Isagenix. But those that don't are also customers. So everybody's a customer. And for those of you that were there at Celebration, if you didn't pick up on that, if you think back on it, you'll remember how many times they said, customers, we're happy about our customers, we have lots of loyal customers, and they really want to start talking about the fact that 80 to 85% of our total consumer base are just customers. And Isagenix is really proud of that fact that the majority of people don't choose to do the business. And you would think it'd be opposite, right? You'd think they wouldn't be excited about that, but that's not the case. They're actually very excited that they can go before anybody and say, no, we have real customers because we have real products, and people order our products for the purpose of consuming them, not for the purpose of warehousing them in their yard, in their garage, so that they can make rank advances. Okay, so that's a big deal. So anyway, so keep that in mind when you're starting to hear things. So that's how that's going to work. Okay. Any other questions over there, Tracy? No. Okay. All right. So any questions about the $25 coupon? If anybody, okay.
I have a question, not necessarily about the $25 coupon.
Okay, Glenna, go ahead.
So rumor had it at Celebration that they're possibly going to, when people sign up, that they're not necessarily signing up as an associate or a customer like you were, or a preferred customer like you were just saying, and that they might be able to make so much money, there wasn't a dollar amount given to me, prior to getting then an email, say from Isagenix, saying if you want to keep doing the business, you have to put your social security number in. Is there anything true to that? Like maybe we could sign people up eventually without having to ask for their social, I guess is my question.
Yes, that's 100% true. The timing hasn't been established yet. And the reason that is because apparently it is a huge software undertaking in order to make that happen. And although by IRS tax law, you're supposed to pay taxes on every dollar that you earn, whether you earn under $600 or not, you're just required to self-report. But Isagenix has to, as a company, send out a 1099 if you earn over $600. My belief is, and kind of we weren't told this, but kind of the direction that they went with at Top Achiever was this will be available. It will be available sooner than later, but it's not going to be $600. They're not going to let them earn right up to the dollar amount, like $599 isn't going to happen, right? So what they'll most likely do, my guess, is let them earn someplace between $250 and $300. And once they earn that $250, $300, then they're going to send them a note that says, if you like that, enter your social security number. And if they enter it, they enter it. If they don't, they don't. But that's what's going to happen. And what's going to happen with that is that us as leaders are going to be responsible for, hey, April, I know that I saw that you've enrolled a couple people. Just know that you're going to continue to earn income. But when you hit this, and whatever, we will by then know the threshold. When you enter this, you're going to need to enter social. So you might want to go ahead and do that now. And let me show you how to do that. Okay. And that's going to be the expectation that I would have anyway for myself, and what I would encourage you guys to do as well. But yeah, the answer is yes.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay. Free enrollment for the rest of the week ends midnight Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So make sure that you're promoting that out to your team. I made a little comment today in Team Shady about the if you're trying to create like your consultant positions and you've got somebody that you're trying to create a position under or something, this is the time to take advantage of that free enrollment. You can save yourself $30 if you're trying to make that happen. Let's say that you're wanting to enroll, a spouse, and this is a great time to do that, because now you're still going to have to order the minimum BV order in order to qualify for the free enrollment, but you can order the product and you get the enrollment for free. So if you're looking at enrolling a spouse or a mom or a dad or somebody like that into a key position, this is definitely the time. This is definitely the week to do that. And make sure, again, all this information I'm giving you guys, I'm giving it to you because you've taken the initiative to be here, but please make sure that you put it out to your teams, because if they're not here, they're not going to hear it. Okay. So I would encourage you to tell your teams, hey, look, if you're trying to enroll a husband, wife, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, sister, whatever, make sure that they take advantage of saving this $30 at this time. Okay. All right. And I think that's it on that. Okay. Any other questions on any of those topics? Okay. All right. So one of the things that I saw this at Celebration I thought was really cool was Jay Bennett kind of gave this funnel description, right? He drew a big funnel up on the chalkboard and he said, and at the top of the funnel, he had all these things about tools and all this stuff at the top of that funnel. And I looked at that and I thought about how do we implement that in the way that we have kind of all been educated to do the business. And my perception of that is this: that funnel, the mouth of that funnel is really your personal Facebook page, okay? Because if you can make connections with people, and I really liked his term, he said, just take a look. You want to take a look. You just want to take a look. And I was having a conversation with Dan just before everybody kicked on here about about how much information is too much when you first talk to somebody, okay? And it's important to keep in mind that initially, unless they're asking you very specific questions, your real goal is just take a look. Some of the best connections that we've made and some of the best opportunities that have come out of it have been when we've been really busy and just having a quick conversation with somebody and said, hey, I'm kind of busy right now. Let me get you my Facebook page, and then I'll get you into our private nutrition page if you're interested in that. Because if you can get them just to take a look, then you take all the other pressure out. There's no sales there, right? Because now it's their idea, okay? So if I can show them how to get into my Facebook page, right? I get into this funnel, so I get them into the Facebook page, and they're taking a look at, even if it's just my personal page, they don't even know about Great Nutrition, but they're seeing, the things that I talk about and the things that you guys post on my page and all those things, and they're seeing those things, and they decide, hey, I want to take a look. Now you funnel them into this narrower section of the funnel, and in that section is your Great Nutrition page or your product page. And I know there's a couple people on page that have other product pages. So get them into that product page, okay? Now you've got them into that product page, and they're, again, just there to take a look. Once they get enrolled and they're still in that product page, then you want to shove them a little bit further down the funnel and get them into just take a look at the business side. So you get them into the business page, and in the business page, they're just taking a look. And by just taking a look, that gives them the confidence or maybe the inspiration to take the next step. And if you can kind of think about it from that aspect of just get them in here, because that's our tool, right? We have all done really well on creating a business around getting people just to take a look at our Facebook. Okay, just take a look. Take a look at the Facebook. Take a look at the nutrition page. Take a look at the business page. And understanding that not everybody that comes into the top of the funnel is ever going to make it to the bottom of the funnel. But if you can get them in the top of the funnel, at least you now know that they've got the opportunity to take a look at the next level. And that's a big deal, to get people to make those adjustments, to take that next step, to take a look. And along with that, one of the most common questions that I get, and I know Tracy's has fielded several of these calls as well from different people on the team, and they're like, well, I just don't feel like anybody on my team wants to do the business. I just don't feel like anybody wants to do the business. I don't have anybody that's really interested in doing the business. Nobody has said they were willing to do it, or nobody wants to share. And one, I want you to take those broad brush terms out. Okay. So when you're thinking about your team and you're thinking that nobody wants to do the business, remember, you're on your team. So there is somebody on your team that's wanting to do the business, and that might just be you, but that's okay. Okay. So there is somebody on your team that wants to do the business, and that's you. So when you're saying that you have to change your terminology to, I haven't found anybody yet that's interested in doing the business. Because again, guys, you got to remember, how many people are on this call? 27 people. 27 people on the call. We've got, I know we're quickly approaching around 7,000 total people just in just on the Team Shady side. In Tracy and I's full business center, it's like almost 19,000. But just on the Team Shady side, it's approaching 7,000 people. Of that 7,000 people, there's only 27 people on this call. Okay, 27 people are interested enough to make adjustments to their schedule to be on the call. Even at Celebration, okay, big event. At Celebration, how many people total? 110? 110 people from the team were at Celebration. Okay, so 110 people from our team out of 6,000 something took the initiative to get there. Okay, if you've only got one member, if you only enrolled one person, and that one person isn't willing to do and you figure that you got to get 3% of your people that will ever actually do the business, you can't even get out of 3% of one isn't even one full person, right? So you've got to get enough people in there that you can say, hey, I got 3% to actually work with. You get what I'm saying? I mean, 1 person, and 3% of one is 0.03. So you're missing about 0.7% to get a full person, right? So just understand that you need to have more people on your team, and you may get lucky. You may be fortunate, right? You may enroll, April, Lena, Teresa, Kelly, Dan, all of you guys on here, Paul, everybody. You can enroll any of those people, right? You enroll Tracy, right? But that's not likely. Okay, what's more likely is that you're going to enroll 100 people, and out of that 100 people, you're going to get a fraction of those people, around 3%, that are going to say, hey, look, I'll do this business. And if you've enrolled 100 people, you get 3%, that's 3 people. Okay, so you got to enroll 100 people just to get 3 that are interested in the business. So if you haven't enrolled 100 people yet, don't expect that you've got the build structure to have enough people to really get engaged and get excited about doing the business. I don't know if Eileen's on the call or not. Eileen was, is she? Okay. So Eileen has, she's really gotten really more engaged and everything else with me. And I know she wouldn't have a problem with having this conversation, but she's gotten far more engaged in it. And what she found is that she had a whole bunch of people that were on her team, but she had a lot of people that she hadn't really promoted the business to from the beginning. And that's another failure that we have a lot of times, that we're afraid to talk about the business opportunities sooner. And so what happens is that the person comes on, let's say I enroll Donna, and I don't tell Donna about the business page. And then Donna enrolls Kelly, and Donna doesn't even know there's a business page to tell Kelly about, but Kelly's actually interested in the business, but she has no idea. She doesn't know it's there because nobody's ever told her that it exists. Whereas at least if I'd have had Donna take a look and she decided, hey, the business thing isn't for me, then when she enrolled Kelly and Kelly's like, hey, I kind of am interested in enrolling a couple people, Donna can then say, oh, well, there's a page that I can get you hooked up with. I'm not in it anymore because I took myself out, but let me put you in touch with somebody to get you back into that page. Right? That's why it's so important to get everybody on your team to take a look at the business opportunity. I know Dan can speak to that because Dan and I have had that conversation several times about, hey, talk about the business, show them the opportunity that exists, even if they choose not to take it. And I know Dan won't care because we pick on each other, but it took him a while to be confident enough about what that looks like to make that happen. So now everybody that Dan gets involved with, he now lets them know about the business. So, but yeah, Teresa's comment about the power of a dollar. For those of you who didn't hear that part of that presentation, they talked about that if you get somebody on this, if you get somebody engaged in the nutrition, they may or may not stay. Okay, they may or may not stay. But I think it was 80%. There's around an 80% retention when somebody earns $1 or more. Okay, so think about that. 80% of the people that you've enrolled are more likely to stay just if they earn $1. Okay, but you've got to show them how to earn that first $1. Think about your own teams, right? How many people that have actually earned any money have left? That doesn't happen very often. It happens. Don't get me wrong. It does happen, but not nearly as much as what the number of people that that we've enrolled, Tracy and I have enrolled, that have gone away and never come back. But during their stay, they never enrolled anybody. They never earned anything. Okay, so there's a strong power in that earning that $1. Okay. Any questions on any of that or comments? Teresa's posted a note. All right.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to go back to one thing about that funnel. Ever since you and I talked about it at the celebration, and you explained it to me, I started thinking about it. And then when you were just talking about, your Facebook page being like the beginning or the opening of the funnel, I think we got to stress then, if we're going to use that, I think that's a good analogy, but we got to stress the whole, how you promote yourself then on your Facebook page. What you, what's the word I'm thinking of? We talk about it all the time, developing yourself. Yeah.
How you promote yourself. And yeah. You guys have heard me say this before. It's that whole Chick-fil-A thing that I probably overuse, but I'll say it again. Chick-fil-A talks about chicken, right? You're not going to find anything on my Facebook page that's going to be negative. You're not going to see me talking about politics. I'm not going to say, this is my favorite person, or I'm not going to talk to you if you're in vote for this person, or you won't see that, right? There's some things that I won't, there are some people that if they're run off by my belief in God, or if they're run off by my belief in, the fact that, I'm a former police officer, then quite honestly, I probably don't need you in my life anyway. But outside of that, I don't care, right? If you're a good-hearted person and you've got you've got good intentions in life and you want good things to happen, I don't care which aisle of the political thing you sit on. I don't care if you sit on any aisle, right? I don't care anything about your personal beliefs. If you've got a belief that's not congruent with mine, but you're okay with getting along with me, if somebody's an atheist and says, hey, look, I want to be on your team, that's cool. You just got to understand that I'm going to have conversations about God and country. And if that bothers you, that's going to be a problem. But if you're okay with it, then we're going to get along fine. Okay. So just understand that, but I'm not going to have, I'm not going to make posts that are picking on a particular race or religion or belief or practice. I'm not doing that. Right. And I'm going to tell you guys, you shouldn't do it either. Because how do you know who's going to come to your page and say, holy crap, if this person is, all geared up about this, then, if they're willing to get rid of their friends, I'll tell you my favorite post. And it's hard for me not to delete the people when I see it. I'm cleaning up my friends list, and anybody that doesn't say like they love me, I'm kicking them off. Good for you, right? Delete me first. Because if that's your mindset, that you don't want anybody that's just, most people on Facebook are voyeurs, right? They want to see your life. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want you to know what's going on in theirs. They want to pick on yours, right? They want to talk about all the bad things that you do and all the screwed up things. Oh, gee, he's in that network marketing thing. Let's see what they're talking about today. Fantastic. If that's what brings you to my page, I'm all about it. Okay. Go ahead, Lena.
I just wanted to add, and I know this is hard for new people. This was super hard for me, which was opening up some of the filters on my Facebook on who can find you. And I know if you're new and you're kind of scared about that privacy. Again, for those who don't know me, I'm a current police officer. So with the world that we're in right now, that was kind of really scary. But my goal, which is a new one, is to be able to quit work within 5 years. So I kind of had to weigh this out. I don't post my address or things like that on my page. Obviously, I'm still safe that way. But if you're really going to try and do this as a business, you're going to want to open up those filters at least a little bit more so that more people can get to your page and get to the information that you're sharing. And I think the word that we're looking for is branding ourselves. Some people don't like that word, but that's really what you're doing. You're not making yourself a new person by any stretch of any imagination. You're just kind of emphasizing the things that you do like and that you do care about in your life, with that being one, nutrition. I'm guessing family is important to a lot of people. God is important to a lot of people. Having fun and getting out there and just kind of branding yourself as a good, fun-loving, open, caring person. That's what we're talking about when we talk about brand yourself.
Yeah, I 100% agree, Lynn. And obviously that was a concern of ours as well. And I had people, oh, you're traveling. Oh, you're telling everybody you're traveling. Aren't you worried about your house getting broken into? Or I get all that, right? And you guys will too. And I guess my comment to you, my thought process behind that is that if that's the worst thing that happens to me, then I'm fine with it, right? I mean, obviously I wouldn't want that to happen, and I would hope it wouldn't happen, and I take all the precautions that I can to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. But it is what it is. I believe that there's more people. I have to believe, right? Because if you don't, then you're gonna be a hermit and crawl in a hole. Having been a cop for 21 years, I believe that most people are good people. The vast majority of people out there are really, really good people. And there is that, evil, amount of people out there. There is evil out there. There's evil like you've never seen, right? They had one today, and I don't want to get too far off, but the one today in Florida where horrible stuff happened, right? But there is evil out there. But if you focus on that, it's like David Woods did that thing, right, where he drew the dark circle on the board, and then he wrote all around it. He wrote all these really positive things about people, right? Good people and faith and gratitude and belief and trust and understanding. All these things are written around this really dark circle, right? Well, what most people do is they don't see all these things that are written around here. They go up to the board and they put their face right against the little black circle. So all they see is the black, right? All you do is watch all the horrible things that are happening on the news. Well, I got news for you, right? They watching the news, I got news for you. Step back, right? Step back and take a look at all the other great things that are going around the world. And if you believe for a second that, I could go on a crazy tangent on this, I won't, but that the news is actually provides you a lot of good information, I got news for you again, it doesn't, right? So look at all the positive things in the world, because if you just look at all the negative things, there's plenty of them out there. Here's a test for you. Lena, you'll like this one. I did this one a couple weeks ago. Some of you guys saw it. I rarely ever make a negative comment at all on my Facebook because I just don't. I got better. I want to talk about positive things. But I made a little comment about the TSA taking my Bubba Cup. Okay. And I got more comments from people that have never said anything on my Facebook page, because some of those people, they come out of the woodwork because they actually see me saying something negative, so they just want to pile on. Oh yeah, TSA, they're a bunch of jerks, and they do this, they do that, they do that. And it was a total experiment. I just wanted to see how many people, if I said, and I have no idea if the TSA took my Bubba Cup, it could have been a courier that was, unzipped it. One of the guys that, I don't know, somebody took it, right? Whatever. But the point is that you make a little tiny post about something negative, and you see who all your negative friends are, right? Because they jump on and pile on about all the horrible stuff that's going on. And it's an experiment. And I got a new Bubba Cup out of it. I got a couple. Andy sent me one, right? Andy Bowman, he saw it. He's like, here's a Bubba Cup. So now I got like a Bubba Cup. And my wife ordered like 3 of them. And I'm like, what the hell? Why do we have all these Bubba Cups? Now we got Bubba Cups all over the place. So now if I get lost a Bubba Cup, I wouldn't even know it. We got too many of them. But anyway, Lenny, you're exactly right. And making those kind of comments and opening up your Facebook to where people can at least send you a friend's request is a big deal. You can, if you actually take the time to learn about your Facebook, if security is an issue for you, then go through there and understand that when you make certain posts, you can make it where only family sees it. You can make it where only acquaintances see it. And you can categorize people, in other lists. So you can make it where all these isogenics people see it. So that's one thing to think about. Speaking of isogenics people, and I know a lot of you guys met people at Celebration. You're going to get all kinds of friends requests. I get them all the time. And for the most part, I accept them, even though I know that at some point I'm probably going to have to unfriend them, because you only get, and this may sound like a big number, but you only get 5,000 people that you can be Facebook friends with. And then Facebook won't let you, have to turn into a fan page or something ridiculous. I don't know. Corey Johnson had to do it. So when all these people are sending these Facebook requests, there's 2 reasons. Well, there may be more reasons, but there's one reason that I can tell you that a lot of those people send you Facebook requests, because they don't think that you're smart enough to shut down your friends list. If you're friends with me on Facebook, the only people you can see on my Facebook page are people that we both know. And I promise you that if we both know them, they're already enrolled in Isogenics. Okay? What some people do is they become friends with people, and you can certainly do this if this is your style. You become friends with somebody, and then you look and you see who they're, because if they don't have their friends list locked down, then you can go through their friends list and you can say, oh, I'll be friends with that person, this person, this person, this person, this person that's on their friends list, and they're more likely to accept you as a friend, because if Teresa and I are friends and she was to go through my Facebook page, if I didn't have it locked down and she sent friends requests to a bunch of people, they might friend her, right? And now she can then mine those friends for people that might be interested in the nutrition, because I haven't asked them about it. Just so you know, if I've got friends, I've asked them about isogenics. There's nobody that's a friend of mine that doesn't know I do isogenics. Just putting that out there, right? But if you don't have that, if you can't say that also, can you say that everybody that you know that's a friend of yours on Facebook is 100% aware of the fact that you not only use isogenics, but that you are interested in developing a business in that world, okay? And if you don't, then there's your market you need to start working at. But just be careful when you accept these other friends requests for 2 reasons. One, you've got a maximum number of people that you can have, and as your team grows, you're going to need room for your team to be able to communicate. And the other reason is that they may have an ulterior motive to be your friend. I'm not saying that's always the case, but that may be the case. So be cautious about that. Okay. All right. April, you got anything?
Well, now that I unmuted myself, I should think of something.
Yeah.
Well, 90-day game plan. Get to work.
Yeah.
I went through my, I went through like 20 of my business cards today, and most of them were people that do what we do, like realtors or, you know, other stuff like that. So I just got on the phone because that's my challenge to myself is get on the phone. So I just called them up and I was like, hey, are you having any customer appreciation events coming up in the next couple of months? I'd love to partner with you and provide some free nutrition samples and information. So I got like 2 of them that a realtor was hosting some kind of family movie night, and she's like, oh, sure, I'd love to put you as a sponsor, you know, have a raffle thing. I was like, awesome. And then another bike shop, Brent, don't steal my prospect, is having a pub crawl. And so I was like, you know, I'd love to come down there and set up a table as you guys are meeting and, you know, provide some refreshments for everybody and just hand out some info. And they're like, oh, sure, come on down.
As long as it's not global, because I'm going down to global to give a presentation.
There's more than one of those.
Just checking with you. Don't be trying to step on my territory.
Anyway, so instead of me like putting it on them, hey, are you interested in my nutrition? If they own a business or if they are a, you know, customer person, then just ask them if they're doing any events coming up that you can, you know, be a part of and just offer free stuff to their customers. So they're always usually about that.
No, that's a great idea. I like that idea about the asking about the customer appreciation. We've got yes, I've done that inadvertently, but I've never overtly gone out and made that question. So that's a great one.
So my other
real estate time, right? People are selling houses now, so.
Yeah. So my other thing was I was kind of trapped at home today, but my Reels challenge is going door to door to do that. So like in the Target strip malls and all that kind of stuff where there's a hair salon and, you know, every other kind of store, going into those stores and ask them the same thing. I'm actually going to make up some kind of flyer, like, you know, is your business doing customer appreciation? I'd love to help you with that. And banks are a really good opportunity for that too.
Yeah, and I've actually done presentations in the bank that I use. I've talked to them. Levi's hiding behind you, April. I've gone into the banks and said, hey, look, can I do a nutrition presentation during your slower time to your employees? And they've allowed me to do that. I've never done it for their customers, but I've done it in their lounge area for their employees. So that was kind of good. I got 2 enrollments out of that, I think. So it was worth doing. I think that's about it. I can't really think of anything else too pressing, and we're getting close to we're about 45 minutes in. Does anybody else have anything else a couple tips I can tell you. Next, obviously NYKO is coming up, and it's kind of scary that we're even talking about that, but we are. So NYKO is coming up. And this year it will be in San Antonio. For the foreseeable future, all the NYKOs will be held in Phoenix after this one. So this one will be in San Antonio, but in the future, all NYKO events will be in Phoenix for the foreseeable future. And they haven't identified how long that will be, but they're saying that for the foreseeable future, which could mean, kind of the comment that they gave us was that they will be there from now on. But who knows, that's always something they can change. And Phoenix in January isn't a bad place to be. So yeah, that's a good deal. And I don't know, I've got covered pretty much everything on my notes. Has anybody else got anything else that you want to add or comment about? Talk about, okay, launch weeks. We don't know all the different launch weeks yet. Because we didn't get any notification. I don't know if anybody else did, but I didn't get any notification that this week was going to be free enrollment until it came out. I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't continue to do it that way, because it's, ideally you want to be able to coordinate your launch parties around these events. But just so you guys know, I didn't have any heads up on that. One really big thing that I want to make sure that we keep touching on is auto ship. I can't tell you guys how important this is for business development, okay? For your business development, I'm going to encourage you to show people how to set up their auto ship and make sure that they stay current on their auto ship. It's just a big deal. What happens a lot of times is Teresa's all excited about Isogenics and she's happy and she's using it. Things are going well. And she orders a couple months in a row, and then she forgets to order because she got busy with school and kids and life, and then she doesn't get her product. And so she goes a couple days without her product, and she's still busy, and so she forgets, and a couple days turns into a week. And then after a week, she's like, well, I've kind of blown it because I'm not using my nutrition. Well, forget it, because now, other bills came up, and now I'm not ordering at all. And then weeks and weeks and weeks go by, maybe months go by before they decide to order again. If they have it set up on auto ship, then they're getting their product, and then they don't run out, at least of the basics. And that's a really important thing, guys, and it will help your business stay viable if you can get them into the auto ship. We're going to start doing we'll do another auto ship, raffling type thing coming up, just to kind of get everybody re-engaged in that. But just know that that's a big deal to try to get your people engaged in your auto ships. Okay. 100-pound club people, who on here? Who's going to be the 100-pound club people? I know Jerry Lynn's going to do it. She's going to rock it. She's already made her decision. Who else? Terry did you raise your hand? Terry raised her hand. All right. Anybody else? Who else is on here? It's going to do the 100-pound. I know Fergie. I can't see your hand on the air. Slap him on the back of the head, Jen. There it is. Nice. All right. Anybody else?
I had like 6 people message me from our team.
Yeah. Dan, can you pop on here and tell the challenge that you're running in your team?
Yeah. I put this out on Team Shady, but I didn't post it for everybody because I think it's a great point that everybody's at a very, very different spot with their business. But I had people declare between now and at the end of this month on our local team page if they were going to go for it. And to be honest with you, I just goes back to, I think it's a business expense. I thought one of the powerful things, those of you that were at Celebration, when the pizza maker guy talked about he and his wife both lost 100 pounds, I thought that was pretty impressive. But then he said, but one of my greatest feats in this business is we have 7 people on our team that have lost 100 pounds. So with that in mind, as of right now, we have 0 people on Team Life Changer. We have a 92-pound weight loss person, and we have a couple people near 80. But if they hit 100, then I am paying for their airfare to get to Celebration. Now, this is coupled with, if you are part of the 100-pound club, you get free Celebration tickets for life. So ultimately, they get free Celebration tickets. I'm providing the airfare up to $400. And then the criteria that I'm setting is they have to be active every month between now and then. And then ultimately, I'm letting Isogenics do the rest of it. Is if you walk on stage, then you get paid. You don't get paid before that. You don't, some people might back out, some people might, but if you walk on stage, then that day I'll go home and I'll transfer money or do whatever. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I would encourage something that perhaps a little bit more modest if it's $1 a pound, but make sure that they attend. Don't front load that because that gives people the incentive to attend. Yeah, that's my loud kids. So that's what I'm doing. And I have eight people as of right now that are trying it.
Okay.
And do I have $3,200 in my business account right now to pay for it? Nope. But I've got a budget, and they're going to keep me progress monitor it, and we'll see.
Right. No, that's fantastic. And just so everybody's aware, and you're welcome to put this out to everybody, is that, Tracy and I and April and Garrett, we've agreed that we're going to cover 3 nights hotel for any 100-pound club members that from the team. So if you're on this team or you got people that are on the team, then we'll get them 3 nights, but they're going to have the same criteria, and it's a reimbursement, right? It's not a pay up front. It's a reimbursement if they do that. So depending on what you offer them, if you choose to offer them anything, but you can certainly offer them the hotel stay, and it's the hotel for that Isagenix has listed, right? I'm sure that it's whatever that, it'll be that base amount, right? So if the base amount's $170 a night, then that's what we're paying for, right? We're not paying for the luxury suite or whatever, but we'll pay for the base rate for the 3 nights. Okay.
Yeah, Dan, I hijacked your idea, or I copied it because it was so brilliant. I'm sure Jen was part of that. So I'm offering all that for Team Moxie too.
Cool. Go ahead, Lena.
I just have a question on that contest. So with that said, if they join, let's just say 2 months from now. So I know the contest that came out said they have to be active from this date, and they cannot go inactive. So if they join 2 months from now, it just means they have to be active from that time, correct?
Yeah, correct. From the date they join, from the date that they declare that they're going to do it, then they have to be involved in the system. And that's what we all want, right? We all want good, consistent product users, and that would be a great example of a good, consistent product user. Okay. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up. A couple of other contests that are going on, just in case anybody missed it, is the $1,000 for if anybody enrolls 30 people in any 30 calendar days. Okay. So you pick the days. I don't care if you start on the 5th, the 6th, the 8th, the 3rd, you pick the date. But if you enroll 30 people in 30 days, then that's $1,000 bonus. Or for those of you that say look, I'm not really interested, I don't believe I can go quite that fast. If you enroll 30 people between August 1st and December 1st, then there's a $1,000 bonus for that. Okay, $1,000 if you enroll 30 people between August 1st and December 1st, and they have to have 150 BV or more. Okay, that's the setup. So you can't enroll 100. You can't enroll 30 preferred customers with no BV, right? That's not going to cover it. Because I saw Heidi thinking about it. But yeah, that's the contest right now. Okay. Any questions on that? So lots of incentives, guys. I mean, I want you guys to take advantage of it. And reality is, guys, I know that everybody on here is interested in doing the business. So that $1,000, I encourage you. I hope that you use it in the best way possible to be able to help people get started and get them rocking and rolling and get them on the team. And because, again, remember that, and Teresa, thank you for bringing that up, that the magic of that dollar is huge. You get people to earn a couple bucks, and they're going to stay. They're going to stay for a while at least. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Amanda, did you ever get your phone back? She's muted. Amanda lost her phone at Celebration.
No, I did not.
Did not get it back. All right. That sucks. Well, we'll hope that it was a staff person and not an Isagenix person that stole your phone from the convention. But, all right, guys. Thanks very much. We'll be back on next Tuesday. I will let you know in advance if I get. Oh, there's the dog. I will let you know in advance if I get my buddy Brian to get on the call with us to talk about the business opportunities and how to bring Isagenix into a business. And then we'll have more conversation on that. But in the meantime, any of you that know anybody that would be willing to maybe and this might, this would be a great way to approach a business owner. Ask them for their help. Say, hey, on Tuesday, whatever time it is there locally for you, we do a Zoom call, and what we're looking for is a couple of business owners that would just be willing to come on and give us the reasons that they wouldn't use, or that they couldn't use, or that they might use, or how best to present to them how to use Isagenix for their business. And no commitment to them, obviously. We just want their opinion on how we present and their insight on how to do that. And just so you know, if furthering this, if any of you guys know doctors or dentists or chiropractors or any other practitioner that you can use that line on, if you will, to get them to come on and give us their insight on how best to approach the type of clients that they deal with. Again, not their clients, of course, but the types of clients that they deal with. Then just give me a holler up front, and then when they get on, then we can make an introduction. Hey, everybody, this is April, and she's a chiropractor, and she's going to help us with some ideas of how her clients view inflammation and how we might best contact somebody who's dealing with inflammation with nutrition, right? Or I've got, a dentist that says, I deal with people that have get surgery done on their mouth, and they might need a shake. And what we normally recommend them is Ensure. And this is how you might best talk to somebody, not a dentist, of course, but to his clients about how to use the nutrition. So if you know somebody and you can bring them in to kind of be our resident expert with one of these topics, then just shoot me a message and say, let me know that you're going to have them on. Okay. I'm joking. All right. I think that's it. So everybody have a great night. Teresa Howell is going to give a presentation on Evernote within the next couple weeks because she said she would. Thanks, Teresa. I didn't forget. I wasn't drinking that much. So Teresa's going to give us a presentation, and if I can't get Brian available next week, then we may have you do that next week, Teresa.
I should have bought you some more drinks.
I know, right? For sure. Go ahead, Lena.
Yeah, I'll do it if we need to. Let me know.
All right. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
I'm just wondering if we can have a call, almost like an old school call, back in the day when you would go over everything and really encourage our new people to get on it.
Thanks for saying that. I've thought about doing that again. In fact, I considered doing that tonight. And in all honesty, Lena, it's interesting that you bring that up because my biggest concern is that my leaders won't pop on because they know I'm going over the basics.
No, I think it needs to be done again, and then we can just really push it out to our groups and our teams that the call is for new people so that they're not afraid to get on it. I mean, it is kind of intimidating to get on one of these calls to begin with, so if we can encourage them that there's going to be a lot of new people.
Okay. All right. Yeah, if everybody will agree, you know what? I think that's so important that if everybody will agree to that, that's what we'll have happen next Tuesday. We'll skip everything else and we'll push towards that because that's what these were supposed to be for. So, yeah, if everybody will promote that out, I'm 100% behind that. So everybody on here agreed to promote that out that it's a new person call next week. We're going to cover the basics. We'll cover the basics through up to director. Okay, we'll just cover all the basic stuff up to director. I won't talk pools at all. Okay, just up to director. All right, deal. Okay. All right, very good. Then that's what we will pursue for next Tuesday. So next Tuesday's call will be a back to the basics, and we'll push that out there and get that promoted. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to make it here this evening, and it's important to us. So thanks for being on here, guys, and thanks for the questions. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night.
Good night.
Tammy stayed on. Did she bail off yet? Yeah. How's that shirt wearing program going?
Actually, I think I've actually got way more Isogenics clothes than anything else now.
Well done. Well done.
My washing machine can break for a couple weeks and I'll be good.
All right. All right. Very good. All right. Well,
All right.
everybody have a great night. All right. I'm going to kill the recording. So.